After the storm passes, I go find Roscoe. Not immediately. First, there is the work of the storm itself. My son, his dysregulation, whatever it was that built and broke and needed to be moved through before it could end. That work takes what it takes. There is no shortcutting it, no managing it from the outside. When my son is in the middle of something that big, he takes all of me. My attention, my patience, my presence. All of it goes there. But after, when things have quieted, when the air in the condo has shifted back to something breathable, when my son is okay again and I've made sure he knows it, and the household has settled back into itself, after all of that, I go find Roscoe. I find him sitting or lying down, in a posture I have come to know, the way you come to know the particular expressions of someone you have lived with for a long time. His hips are not aligned the way they are when he's relaxed and easy. He's slumped, slightly, in the way a person slumps when they are carrying something they didn't ask to carry and haven't quite put down yet. He is not trembling, not hiding, not showing any of the signals that would read as acute distress to someone who didn't know him. He is just off, a body that has been through something and is still in the process of returning from it. I sit with him. I talk to him quietly. I tell him that everything is okay now, that it wasn't about him, that he didn't do anything wrong. I don't know how much of that he understands in the way I mean it, but I believe he understands that the storm is over and that I came back. This is Under the Same Roof. I'm Jennifer Tan, professional dog trainer and certified family dog mediator, and this is episode 13. In season 1, we talked about the feedback loop, two dysregulated nervous systems in the same room, reading each other, both escalating, the science of it, the why of it, what it looks like from the outside when you know what you're watching. This episode is the inside of it, the unglamorous version, the one that doesn't get written about because it doesn't resolve cleanly and it doesn't make anyone look like they have it figured out. This is the version where I tell you what I actually do when my son and my dog are both struggling at the same time. Which is, I manage my son, and I find out later what that cost. Roscoe. When my son is genuinely dysregulated, not frustrated, not having a hard moment, but in the middle of something that requires all of his nervous system and all of mine, Roscoe is not my primary concern. He is not even close to my primary concern. I want to say that out loud because I think there is a version of this conversation that implies a competent parent and dog guardian should be tracking both at once. And I want to be honest, I don't. I can't. My son's dysregulations are physical, intense, and consuming in a way that closes down the periphery entirely. Everything narrows down to him and what he needs and what comes next. Roscoe, in those moments, is out of sight and out of mind. Sadly, that is just the truth of it. He usually moves away from the epicenter on his own without being asked. He reads what's happening before I have consciously registered it myself, and he chooses distance. By the time the intensity is at its peak, he is somewhere else in the condo, in that slumped posture, absorbing the weather of it from wherever he has settled. And I don't notice. Not during. I am with my son, where I need to be. The conflict, I should say, is always between the humans. Roscoe has rarely been the cause of it. He is only ever the bystander, present by virtue of living here, affected by virtue of being who he is. A bystander with a nervous system that does not have the option of not absorbing what happens around him. When my daughter was 12, 13 years old, she had developed her own way of moving through the hard moments in our household. She would go quiet. She would become very still, very contained, and then she would find her way to her room and close the door. Not dramatically, not in a way that demanded attention or added to what was already in the room. Just a withdrawal so smooth and practiced that you could miss it entirely if you were watching anything else. I was always watching something else. What I noticed later, piecing it together from observations I hadn't known I was making, was this. When my son's hard moments coincided with my daughter going quiet and retreating, Roscoe went with her. Not with me, not toward my son, whom he had learned to give wide space during those moments. With her, the one who had disappeared into her room, the one who was being, in the way she had learned to be, over years of growing up inside this household, invisible. I have never asked her whether she found comfort in it. Some things in a household exist better when they are not immediately named, when they are allowed to just be what they are, without an adult making them into a moment. But I know what it meant that Roscoe went to her. It meant that someone had registered that she was in the room too, that the quiet withdrawal was not the same as being okay, that invisible is not the same as untouched. He could not follow me into the storm, so he followed her out of it. After I find Roscoe and sit with him, after I've told him the storm is over and it wasn't his fault, I feel guilty. I want to name this clearly because I think it is one of the most common experiences for people in households like mine, and one of the least talked about. The guilt is specific. I was not there for him when he needed it. I was somewhere else, managing something that genuinely needed managing, and he absorbed something difficult alone. And now I am trying to make it up to him. The overcompensation looks like staying with him longer than he probably needs, giving him extra attention in a way that is, if I'm honest about it, more about my own need, to feel that I've repaired something than about what he actually requires in that moment. He doesn't need me to perform remorse. He needs me to be calm and present and to have come back. He already knows I came back. The extra minutes are for me. I say this not to be hard on myself. I have learned, slowly and imperfectly, to extend to myself the same understanding I try to extend to my son and my dogs. The guilt is information. It tells me that Roscoe's experience of the household matters to me enough that missing it costs me something. That is not nothing. That is actually the point. What guilt is not is an accurate measure of failure. I made a triage decision in a moment that required triage. My son needed me more acutely. Roscoe, who is smart and attuned and has lived in this household long enough to have a working model of how these storms move, did what he needed to do. He moved away. He found the quieter person. He waited. He was okay. Not untouched, but okay. And I came back. That has to be enough. Most days, I believe it is. What helps, not as a protocol, but as a practice, is knowing your dog's after-storm posture the way I know. Roscoe's slumped hips. Knowing what to look for when you go back. Knowing that the quiet withdrawal during the storm is the right behavior, and that what your dog needs afterward is not performance, but presence. You came back. It's over. That's what's important. It also helps to notice, when you can, the ones who go quiet. The ones in your household who have learned to disappear during the hard moments, because disappearing was what was available to them. The daughter who closes her door. The dog who follows her. They are in the room too. They are going through something too. And when the storm passes, they deserve someone coming to find them. Next episode, I want to talk about something that surprised me when I started looking at the research on it. The idea that dogs can have their own version of a complicated profile, their own version of a lot going on, and what it means when your reactive, intense, high-needs dog and your neurodivergent child might actually be recognizing something in each other. I'm Jennifer Tan. This is Under the Same Roof. Understanding before strategies, always.